Greetings, happy Friday. I'm back, well rested and ready, more ready than yesterday. I needed some time for myself. Greetings. The full moon had me. Alright, so I said that I was going to hop on here today to talk about the Enchantress and engaging in conflict. I am not home, as you can see. My background is a little different. There are 3 children, 3 adults, including myself, so 4 adults, and a cat, along with all the other energies. So please just bear with me if it gets loud in here, if I get interrupted. I am just surrendering to what is at the moment. Alright, so this is day 3 of this series. We talked about the maiden and the mother. If you did not see this in the channel, just go ahead and check it out after this video is over. However, you don't need to engage with, see, look, now we got jingles coming in and all the noises as soon as I hit live. That's how life happens. But you can watch the video, the other 2 videos, after this one is over. It's on the channel, on the Instagram, or the YouTube, wherever you may find this video. Alright, so today we'll be talking about turning drama into divine power, engaging with conflict from the wisdom of the Enchantress archetype. Alright, and I just put that in the chat. I'm gonna go ahead and pin it. I'm getting better with this, y'all. Greetings. Alright, so let's just get into it. I am excited to talk about this subject. Alright, so the Enchantress energy is one of immense creative power. She embodies that inner fire, that passion, just that inner, like, this inner power. It's this raw, there's something about it that's really raw, really primal. Very creative, very intuitive, very in tune with herself. But when this energy is out of alignment, it may manifest as pure chaos, emotional chaos, manipulation, as well as escapism. And so because this goddess is so in tune, you know, and so intuitive, she may use this to manipulate. And this can manifest as crying or emotional outbursts during conflict, you know, instead of being able to center herself and ground into what's happening. It's also, it's like she goes into a fight, like a fight. So if we were talking about different trauma responses, I would say the Enchantress is definitely the fighter. She is going to go off, you know. She's typically the one that is explosive. She's a hothead. She can be a hothead, and it's because of the stress hormones, like the cortisol that is running through her body in this moment, that she isn't able to ground herself and center. And so, like I said, it might come off as being explosive, being reactive, just an emotional overreaction. And so how this may manifest in the womb space, if you resonate with this energy, it can manifest as hormonal imbalance, so a sense of restlessness. It can manifest as, I sure will save this, love, yes. I typically save them to the channel, so yes, I will save it. But this can manifest as emotional imbalance, but hormonal imbalance as well. So trouble sleeping, maybe the moon time is not at the same time. Like there's a little bit of erraticness with the cycles, you know. This can also manifest as a estrogen dominance. So typically I see this archetype, this misaligned archetype in my estrogen dominant clients, as well as, you know, it shows up for my fibromyalgia women too. This is like a common theme that I see for a lot of my clients who suffer with or who are moving through fibromyalgia. Also endometriosis too, but fibromyalgia the most. And so I would say the work, there are a few things that come up for this, but the work in moving through and balancing yourself in the midst of chaos is learning to not fall victim to your own stories. Because typically what is happening is there is an old story playing in your mind. There's an old situation that this is bringing up. It's bringing up the fight response within you. You're not even present to what's happening. So I typically have the clients during this time to take themselves back to, like, what age are you right now? What age are you functioning at this moment? Because typically it's connected to an old trauma wound, if not ancestral, because that's a thing too. Greetings, Nairobi. Oh, so beautiful to see you here. It's been a long time. Oh, y'all just make me so happy right now. So full. But yes, this can manifest in that way, like in just an overreactive response. So you can address this by tuning into what age you're functioning at the moment. But also, this is not really one who can calm down. Like, this is the archetype that if you say calm down, like, don't tell me to calm down, breathe. I am breathing, don't tell me to breathe. You know, like, they're not the ones to, their first thought is not to go meditate because they're so fired up. There's so much energy flowing through them. And if they were to take the time to tune into the way that they feel, what it feel like is a charge, like so much energy, like it's just like this passionate charge that is moving through them. So the meditation that I would recommend is tuning into the womb space and imagine the energy flowing through you like a river. So just flowing through you like a river in any areas where you start to feel flooding, where the emotion feels there's a buildup, and typically that's in like the head space, that might be on the shoulders. Imagine water flowing through you, moving the energy through your body, not trying to get rid of it, not trying to suppress it, but to just allow it to move through and allow you to feel the aliveness of yourself, the aliveness of your cells. And also to channel that energy into a creative endeavor. Like, we all are creative beings and we have our creative endeavors. However, the Enchantress energy needs a creative outlet for real. Whether that's being active in some way, like physical activity or exercise. That may be dancing. That may be drawing, because the Enchantress has so much energy. Like, so she can create so many things, and when she doesn't have a creative outlet, this can come out as frustration, emotional frustration, sexual frustration, and she might just be picking arguments just because she needs to feel alive. I have come across that too. So it's important for her to have an outlet. But also schedule and some sort of routine is good as well, because this can also manifest as, like, what am I trying to say? Like, doing a whole bunch of creative activities at one time. Like, there's this sporadic burst of creativity followed by none. And so you want to create some type of routine, some type of flow where you're allowing yourself to find balance between your work, but also your creative outlets. But this is really important in times of conflict. So someone who has an Enchantress energy, who has dominant Enchantress energy, might need to be like, look, I need a second. And she might go into her lab and start to create so that she can process what's happening. So that she can, because the Enchantress, when it's balanced, she is a master of solutions, and she's a master of, like, she's innovative. And so if she can bring that into balance and not allow her emotions to take her over, she's the queen of figuring out what needs to happen, like problem solving. And so if you enter into this experience with the energy of an aligned enchantress, what would an aligned enchantress do? She would ground herself. She would find a way to channel some of that energy so that she can process what's happening, and then she will look at the situation in a way from a curiosity of, like, what can I learn from this? What is this experience teaching me, and how do I move forward in this, and how do we move forward in this, right? Because like I talked about with the mother energy, we not taking on nobody else's emotional baggage and trying to think for others, but we are willing to do our part, hold our boundaries, come from a place of compassion, and also willingness to work through a thing, and realize that typically when we come into conflict, it's not you versus the other person. It's you, the other and the other person working together to figure out what the issue is. Especially if you are in relationships, or in healthy relation with the person. And that's the self. That's the thing that you have to affirm to yourself when that fighter comes out and she's like she wants to attack. She ready to eat. You have to realize that it's you, the other person, and then there's a problem, and y'all are working together to get to the solution. So that requires you to find your center, to ground yourself, and to use that intuition and that creativity to come up with solutions. All right, let me see if I missed anything. Okay, I think I covered everything in this. Does anyone have anything to say? Like, I would love, if you have anything to say. Does this resonate? Are there any questions? Let me look at the comments here. Yes, the absolute self, the authentic self. Yes, because at the end of the day, when we are becoming, we are coming back home to oneself. We are coming back into supreme homeostasis and balance within self. And all that other stuff is things that we've picked up. So I tell people, you're not becoming something outside of yourself. You are just coming more in alignment with the truth of who you are. And all that other stuff is like the layers of gunk that you picked up. So your body out of balance because of trauma that you've experienced, trauma that's in your cells. And so embodiment practice is really important for an enchantress. To learn how to be in one's body, how to move through your emotions, how to observe your own emotions. It's nobody else's responsibility to manage your emotions. There's no reason to manipulate or to overreact in the midst of an experience. You have to become courageous with what life is giving you, courageous in being embodied and being able to stand in your center and practice patience, and practice grounding yourself, and practice working through conflict, and practice using your voice from an aligned place. Because typically when I come across this energy, this misaligned enchantress energy, it's an overactive throat chakra. It's not even an underactive throat chakra. It's an overactive throat chakra. It's almost explosive. And typically they'll say things to hurt people because they are in this fighter mode, So really learning to check yourself. You gotta learn how to check yourself. So that's my message today for any enchantress energy, as well as the wisdom of an aligned enchantress. Remember that you are powerful, you are magnetic, you are creative, you are just this divine being in touch with your raw energy. And when that is in alignment and you can recognize the power of that, you don't spill your power out and you don't react to other people and what they do. You find your center, your balance, compassion. You learn how to hold your boundaries, and you learn how to create harmony within your situations. So, if this resonates with you, if this is an energy that you've experienced before, if you feel like you want to go deeper in learning how to bring this into balance, because it's really a superpower when you learn how to bring it into balance, I recommend that you join my 6-week coaching program, Radiant Recovery. Thank you. Thank you for staying on the live. I appreciate you for tuning into this wisdom, tuning in. But yes, so if you're interested, join my 6-week Radiant Recovery program. We'll do one-on-one sessions, but you'll also get your own coursework in order to help you maneuver through this energy with emotional intelligence tools, as well as other energy techniques. And so if you don't know your archetype, but this resonates with you, take the quiz to find out. You can click the link in my bio and take the quiz to see which archetype is guiding your womb journey at this time. Y'all have an amazing night. So wonderful seeing you here. And enjoy your Friday. Peace and love.